Welcome to the
Hey
Mascus
guys.
Trio. This is Lupe.
This is Fing.
And we have Rini down here. And yes, so we wanted to finally start filming it again since it's a new year. And what better day than Valentine's Day? So happy Valentine's Day, you guys. Thank you so much for your continued support here on YouTube and also on our Instagram, the Mascus Trio. So yes, we've been thinking to keep filming just because I know last year we didn't do as much as we wanted to. And time has passed and it's a new year, so why not start again, especially since, again, thank you, you guys have been supporting us even without us being as consistent as we wanted to. So yes, so now that we're incorporating some screen time for Rini, we're able to have a few minutes to film some more videos for you guys, and hopefully we'll have more this year. But to start it off, we wanted to actually do a quick video about Fim's experience coming from Bangkok to Miami when he was 16 years old. So let's start it off. So why did you come here? We'll start with that, and what date and all of that.
I did not decide to come to this country. I'm just gonna go back. Okay, so I first moved here from Thailand when I was 16. I wasn't doing good in school in Thailand. My GPA was very low. So my parents wanted me to change. So they decided to just send me somewhere. My aunt lives here, so when I first moved here, I stayed with my aunt. I moved here on September 10. I got here on September 10, 2001. It was like at 10 p.m. at night. And then the next morning was a terrorist attack in New York. It was September 11. I was still in like culture shock. I didn't know anything. I didn't know English. I didn't speak a word in English at the time.
How did you communicate?
During the first day, I didn't communicate to anyone. Even like when the immigration officer asked me at the airport, I didn't know what to say.
Oh.
I just show him the passport, and I just tell him Miami. That's the only word I know, Miami. So I told him Miami, and thank God my aunt was with me. So and the first day when I woke up on the first day, she took me to get some shots because you need to get the vaccines requirements to be able to get into school. So we did that, and we went to see the schools and stuff like that. And then it was like a week later that the school started. I went to Miami Sunset Senior High, which was close to our house back in the day, and I didn't even know because they call it different. Because here you guys calling schools by grades, like grade 1 to 12, but in Thailand we don't call it that way. We call it differently.
Okay, is there a translation to kind of have an idea?
It's similar. It's kind of similar, like 1 to 6, and then you go back to 1 to 3, and then 4 to 6. So it's like
different.
But it's 12 years in total, so it's very similar. So I was in Thailand, I was in 11th grade. I came here, I have to repeat my 11th grade.
Okay.
So I started 11th grade again.
Did you have to take a test or anything?
Yes, we had to take it's like a language test, which I didn't know. So they put me into the lowest class because I didn't know. I went in and I just pretty much just marked like I don't know this language. So it was like a baby. Yeah. I pretty much was like a little baby. And so that, and then the first day I was miserable because I did not know anything. I did not know where to go. I did not know how to speak, how to get lunch. I did not know how classes were, like, because it's very different. Here, you changing classes, like whenever you're finishing one class, you walk to another class. It's not the same. In Thailand, you stay in one class and you stay in that class all day long.
And the teachers,
Unless you have a PE class, then you will go out. But
do the teachers go then?
The
They
teacher-
change, or is it one teacher? Like
no, there's different teachers that comes for each subject. There's different teachers, and for here you have to walk to another class, and it's full of like students in the hallway, and I just never. It's just not the same. Like I was very.
Would you say it's not as organized? Do you think it's messy, or it's just different?
It's just different, and it's I was very confused, and I didn't know when to get lunch and where to get lunch and how to get lunch. So my whole year I was eating food from the vending machine. I was eating M&Ms and Cheetos. That was my lunch for the.
That's not a healthy lunch.
Yeah, but that was my lunch for the whole year.
And how is it different now that you're speaking about the lunch? How does lunch work over there? Do you remember versus when you came here? How is it different?
I don't know how it is in any other school, but in my school in Thailand, we had different vendors. We would have like 30 vendors inside the schools, and it's in the same spot. It's like a cafeteria kind of place, and you go in, you can buy whatever you want to buy, and the food is super cheap in Thailand. You get like a really good lunch. Like you get white rice with curries, with stir fry, with like 3 different things for 20 baht, and that's like 50 cents. Here, I know you get like a cheese pizza for $1.
So pretty much here it's a tray and it's a cafeteria. It's a cafeteria because I went to a different kind of high school, but for elementary and middle school it was pretty much like this. You get a tray and you go to the front, and they usually have like Fridays pizza day. Then there's like I just remember Fridays because every Friday from elementary throughout was pizza day. And you get like a carton of milk. So you pick the stuff, and there's a certain selection, and then you go to what is like the cafe, like it kind of looks like a cashier, right? Yeah, it's a cashier, and then you either pay for the lunch or you have what's called free lunch if you meet certain lower income requirements that you wouldn't need to pay for the lunch. So that's one of the differences. The food is already pretty much the food is made selected for you. That's how it works. And so now, how were you the only? How was it in the ESO classes? Were there a lot of Asian Americans, or were you the only one?
In the whole school, I think there was only me and the other kid who was an Asian. He's an Asian American. Wow. Him. Everybody else it's either white or Spanish or black, but I was just two. It was just two.
And I did a search just to give you guys a perspective. I searched the school number of students for the year 2000, just 2001. I think it was like almost 4,000.
Yeah.
Like 3,500, something like that. That's a lot of kids, and there were only two. You think
and
2 of you?
I was, because like where I came from, like Thailand, you only can see like a bunch of Asian kids. You don't see any other races. And here, I don't see any of my race at all.
Yeah, it was super culture shock.
It was very hard the first year. I cried like a lot because I missed my parents. I never stayed without them. I never lived anywhere without them before I moved here, and it was just hard. Cause remember back in the day there was no like you can't really call anyone internationally because it was super expensive.
Yeah.
You can write letters and it takes months to get letters. And every time I tried calling, but I was living in my aunt's house, and then I completely understand because it was expensive, so you can't really call anyone. And you can't I don't recall if there was Skype, but I don't think there was Skype yet. No, there's phone cards, but my aunt didn't know about it until I started, because she didn't really call anyone before I moved here. So, yeah, thanks to her, she was the only family that I had. So I stayed with her for a couple of years until I graduated, and then went to start at college. My first year was like I didn't know anything the first year. I started learning and I started understanding English a little bit when about 6 months. Like 5 months, 6 months, and then
What helped you learn?
what helped me was I started playing because I used to play sports. I play sports all my life. I play soccer, I play basketball, I ran track, I swim for schools in Thailand. So that kind of so my aunt was like, she was telling me why don't you just go try it out, try out for sport in your school. And then so I did. I went and I did a try out for basketball team, for a soccer team, and for a swimming team. And I actually got into all three. And then, but at the end I picked swimming because it's something that I did since I was little, and it was like a small team. So to me it was like, okay, it's more like personal and I can get to know people better. So I got into the swimming team. I was one of the top swimmers in the team.
Yeah, you come out when you do a search with your name and the school, it comes out.
Yes, I was actually pretty good. I'm still swimming until this day. I'm still doing triathlon. We can do another video
about that.
Yeah, I do Ironman races, and
we have our little one here.
And what else? So when I joined the team,
back to the team.
All my teammates were very helpful. They took me to places. They helped me they were teaching me words. They were teaching me sentences. They kind of try to help because they never met anyone from Thailand too. So it was a good experience for them, and it was a good experience for me.
So it was positive, definitely. Yes. That would be the...
Yeah, that was a big help. And I learned very quick with them. Because you swim, you see them all, we practice 2 hours after school every day. So it was like an English class and a swimming practice at the same time.
Okay. And... so now, going back, you had that positive experience when you first came. Would you do things the same way if you could go back in time?
I would. I don't know. I never liked school, so I don't think I would be a good student.
But you were good at college. But that's we'll leave that for
another video. Schools here is easier. I don't want to. To me, schools here is much easier to get good grades.
Oh, than in Thailand.
Yeah, and maybe it's the same. It's just this.
It's more strict, here.
Yeah, they're in Thailand. They're just too strict, and it makes you don't want to go to school. But I probably would tell myself or I would tell Rini to think about it, because I didn't have any guidance back in the day.
Okay.
My parents, they didn't really know what.
They had never left Thailand too.
So I would guide her, if you're gonna go to another country, you're gonna be on your own. I want her to be ready. I want her to decide on her own, but I'm gonna be fully supportive of her. So if whatever she wants to do, then I'm gonna give her full support.
Okay, that's important.
And if she likes sports, she likes sports. If she doesn't like school, then just
think of something. Just do your best.
Just as long as you pass the class, I'm happy with it.
And then, so would you be okay since you were? Do you think 16 is a good age to move somewhere, or it depends on the person? No. Okay.
I think you need to stay with your parents until you actually know, unless you know something unless you're passionate about something since you're little, and you know what a goal is.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what my goal was, and I didn't really have a goal. So I came here, I was very confused. I'm still confused until this day. So because I didn't have any guidance growing up. I wish I had that guidance.
It's important, yes, to guide, and if you have a passion, to be supportive.
Because my parents were very strict about school.
Yeah, only school.
And every Asian parents, they all, you have to get good grades. You have to get good grades. I was very good in sports, but no one really supported me in sport. I actually I think if I really do, I could have taken off to be a professional athlete or something. I'll be a professional triathlete now. I'm not even that great, and I'm very competitive. So
yeah. So I mean, so overall, you wouldn't come at that age.
No.
So okay.
no.
Okay. So there you go. You have a little bit of a better idea of we met here in Miami. So Finn came here when he was 16, but we'll leave that video for another time. But yeah, so you know a little bit more about us, a little bit about Culture Shock. Oh wait, another thing that I'm sure he was shocked about, but I'll add it at the end, was that in Miami you don't just have to worry about English, you also have to worry about people speaking Spanish to you.
Yeah, we can do it like.
But we'll do a different video of more, because this was more personal experience. Then we can do something more general about what are some culture shocks coming to Miami when you're not, when you think you're going to just any other city in the U.S. So yes, you guys, this wraps up the video for today. Happy Valentine's Day, and we thank you again for following us and for subscribing to our channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. And click the subscribe button, and if you don't have a YouTube account, then you have Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. If you have both, follow us on both. And yes, and we look forward so much to hearing your thoughts on the comments, and also if there's a specific video that you would like us to film, please leave a comment below and we will do our best to get that filmed for you guys. Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. We appreciate you all very, very much. Mwah. Thanks, friends.
Thank you.
Bye.